can correctly guess their own post number, I will tell you where she is buried.
What the fuck? Bro.
Eerily, the post was accompanied by an image of a teenage girl. For context, on
So that's how we're starting off the video. That's how we're starting off the video. Alright, okay. I mean, shit.
4chan, each thread is assigned a unique post number, which is completely random and serves as an identifier for that specific post. These kinds of posts where the OP would reward other users with something if they managed to guess their exact post number were pretty common. But the rewards themselves were rarely this dark and specific.
Yeah, like, bro,
You can
what the
probably
fuck?
understand how the creepy nature of this particular post
Bro,
instantly
what?
caught the attention of so many people. It's worth mentioning that the dates and times from the screenshots shown are the archive dates and times, meaning they're not accurate. But over the following minutes after the post was made, several other users jumped in to guess their post numbers. And just 15 minutes later, a user correctly guessed theirs. After which, the OP made good on their promise and said, "Winner, here you go," and then a set
What?
of coordinates.
Winner, here you go. Nigga think it's a fucking game. Nigga, you just murdered a teenage girl and placed her dead body in a spot where 4chan users have to fucking find her body. No. No. What?
Strangely,
this nigga posted the exact coordinates.
Coordinates
That is
pointed
crazy.
to a pretty random patch of trees on the side of a county road
What
about
the
50
fuck?
miles east of El Dorado, Kansas.
What
But
the
as it
fuck?
was later revealed, there was nothing random about the location. The girl in the image in the anonymous user's post was 18-year-old Emily Sander, a Butler
Oh.
Community College student who had gone missing a little less than a week before the disturbing post was made.
What?
Shockingly, the police found Sanders' partially clothed body around an hour after the coordinates were revealed at the exact coordinates provided by the user. It's
Bro,
important to
what?
mention that by the time the uploader revealed the coordinates on 4chan, the cops had already been investigating Emily's disappearance for a few days.
No.
And they were already zeroing in on a suspect.
No.
As the investigation had revealed, Emily had disappeared on November 23rd of that year after leaving a bar outside El Dorado with a man named Israel Mirales.
That nigga most definitely did it. He most definitely did that shit. Look at him, bro. Fucking look at him. He looks like a pedophile. Even though she's, 18. But still. That nigga looks weird as fuck. No.
According to two witnesses, Israel had bought Emily and her
No.
friends drinks at a Chinese restaurant in El Dorado before accompanying them at a bar called The Retreat.
The retreat.
After the two left the bar, Emily was never seen alive again. Following the finding of some pretty compelling evidence of Israel's
That's
involvement
sad,
in
bro.
Emily's disappearance, the authorities put out a warrant
And she seemed like a nice girl too. That's the sad part, bro. That's rough.
for his arrest.
That's rough.
But by
Hey, arrest his
then,
ass.
Israel had already fled to Mexico.
What?
Fortunately, due to
What?
the severity of the crimes, the cops were able to extradite him back to Kansas for interrogation.
Yes.
During his testimony, the suspect claimed that after they had left the bar, he and Emily had gone back to a motel room together. According to his version of the events, at one point in the night, another man had shown up at the motel room and tried to rob him, after which he allegedly left the motel alone. When he came back a few hours later, Sanders was supposedly dead. The story is already kind of hard to believe, especially when you
fucking capping. He's capping out his ass. Bro, you're not slick. You're not
factor
slick.
in that after allegedly finding the
You're
lifeless
not
victim in the
slick.
room, Israel claimed that he panicked, put her body in the trunk of his
Oh,
car, and headed to a
he did
house
it.
where his 16-year-old pregnant girlfriend was staying in nearby Baxter Springs.
What? Did this nigga just say 16?
And headed to a house where his 16-year-old pregnant girlfriend was staying.
Nigga. I guess he might be a pedophile. Oh my god. 16-year-old girlfriend? This nigga look grown as fuck. What? He looks grown. This nigga
in
looks
nearby
grown.
Baxter Springs.
What?
Again, this was already a huge stretch, and it didn't exactly help Israel's case that investigators found a large knife and clothing with his DNA in a trash can at his girlfriend's home in Baxter Springs. When it was more than obvious that Israel was responsible for the crime, a judge sentenced him to life in prison without parole. As for the 4chan thread, I couldn't find any
Let's
official
go!
confirmation that the post was uploaded by Israel. And it's worth mentioning that because the coordinates were revealed a little under an hour before the cops officially announced where they had found Emily, the thread could have been opened by someone on the police force who knew about the location before the public. Still, there's a very real possibility that the 4chan post was uploaded by the killer himself, adding an even more disturbing layer to an already horrific crime.
That's fucked up. God bless his soul.
On August 25, 2009, a 4chan user opened a thread with the title, "Look What I Found." The caption read, "So, I was looting through some stuff my dad left when he died, and I found this. The old bastard had
A live grenade?
a live grenade. It seems kinda old, but looks okay to me.
Looks okay to me. What?
What would the random board do with it?" Next to the caption was an image of the OP's hand holding what appeared to be a live grenade. For the next 15 minutes, the thread was flooded with all kinds of comments from users all around the world, with some claiming that the grenade was fake and asking the uploader for proof that it was made out of real metal and wasn't just a plastic imitation. Let me see the bottom of it. Bottom. It's plastic, lol. No plastic, dimwit, it's all metal. With this comment, the OP included an image of himself holding up a lighter to a grenade, which
Why would you do that? Why would you do that?
is obviously a horrific idea. Still, it was nothing compared to what was coming. Disturbingly,
No.
some of the other commenters encouraged the poster to throw the grenade in the toilet, saying things like, "Toss in toilet, don't flush, wait for epic fountain."
What?
You would think that the OP would be able to interpret the comment as a joke, but sure enough, a few minutes later he posted another image, this time showing his hand holding the live grenade over the toilet along with the caption, should I? This is where the story gets pretty disturbing.
No.
After posting this image, the OP suddenly went silent. Over the following minutes, other commenters jumped in to ask him what he ended up doing with the grenade, but there was no response from the OP.
Nigga.
Shortly after, a commenter uploaded a screenshot of an article that had been published by a news station in Guatemala that same day.
Nigga.
Chillingly, the article broke the story of a 17-year-old boy named Oscar Lopez who had passed away after detonating a live grenade in the bathroom of his house.
Nigga.
According to the article, the boy's dad had been involved in the military at some point, which explains why it was in his home. Because of the timing, most of the commenters concluded that Oscar Lopez was the OP and immediately condemned the users who encouraged him to throw the grenade in the toilet.
Nigga.
In the weeks following the incident, several news stations from Spanish-speaking countries published the story, which brought a lot of attention to the original thread on 4chan. Over the years, the story of Oscar's grenade has been reposted all over the internet thousands of times. And it's made its way into dozens of YouTube videos covering the most disturbing incidents caused by online threats.
This man really detonate that fucking grenade. GG. Hey, that's rough. You know, RIP, but why the fuck would you play around with a live grenade? Like, why? It's fucking stupid. Like what are you doing?
Threads.
What are you
However,
doing?
through my research, I wasn't able to find the original article or anything that would indicate that the story was real. Even after spending hours searching through online archives, I found absolutely no trace of the original article, which suggests that the article could have been faked. The only articles I did find were the ones that were published after the incident and cited only the original, non-existent article as their source. It's also pretty suspicious that the article was allegedly published pretty much within an hour of the OP's last comment, which further supports the idea that the whole thing was faked. It's possible that the OP himself could have posted the photoshopped article screenshot from another account to get attention. Or that he could have made the original post and then went quiet to get a reaction from the crowd, after which another user could have jumped in to keep the story going with a fake news article.
I mean, yeah, that's
Although,
possible.
it's still very possible this is real, and the original article has just since been lost to time. Because the incident is over 15 years old at this point, we'll likely never know the whole truth.
Probably not.
Back in 2009, dozens of 4chan users started to bring attention to a pretty strange phenomenon that was taking place all over the internet, in which some mysterious comments about key lime pie were cropping up on countless websites.
What? Lime Pie Factory. What the fuck?
Blogs, and forums everywhere online. Although the original 4chan threads in which these discussions took place have since been deleted, I was able to find some more recent Reddit threads covering the same key lime pie phenomenon. In 2016, Reddit user
I'm so lost. What is this about?
Keylime WTF uploaded a long post about his or her investigation into the whole thing, and it read, "So, I'm just gonna throw this one out there since I haven't found anyone who's investigated or discussed this super weird, almost nonsensical mystery. To begin, I was reading a story in my local college newspaper. In fact, it was the most read article on the site. There were 3 comments on the story itself, and one of them seemed utterly strange. There's an absurd amount of references to pop culture names as well as some political names. But the subject of every line relates back to, more often than not, these things. Mrs. Anita Pelaez, Captain Coochie Pelaez, Key Lime Pie, some Coochie's restaurant, North Carolina near the Biltmore Estate, Key West, Florida. And not every post is exactly the same, but some are. Some reference weird pop culture icons, while some just seem to be weird out-of-place pie recipes.
Yeah.
The oldest post we found was from
I
2009.
don't get it. What's so bad about pie recipes? I'm so
With
lost.
the most recent being an awful TMZ story. Super weird, but if you were to Google or research those names associated with key lime pie, what you would discover is that this has been posted all over US media sites. A couple of things here that we discovered down the rabbit hole. Coochie's Key West Bar and Grill existed in one way or another. It's listed on local eatery websites and Google Maps, but there's
That
really
place looks
no information
abandoned as fuck, bro. What is that?
as to what exactly it was. The majority of the posts we found were done by a Jake Carson, a fake name, or by celebrity/political figures. Nothing totally makes sense, yet everything is related. Also, who would go through this much trouble for something as ridiculous as key lime pie for a restaurant that isn't real? I found that pretty much everything the OP was talking about in their post was perfectly true.